Kol ha'olam kulo, gesher sar meod, v'chayikra lo lafed kolal. The whole world is a very narrow bridge, and the most important part is not to be afraid. Fear. Let's start with the physical reaction to fear. Imagine for a moment that you're walking along a wooded path. You come around the corner, and there, coiled up against a rock, is a huge rattlesnake. It hisses and then lunges straight at you. Here's what's happening to you physically in this moment. Various parts of the brain signal to the nervous system to prepare to take action. Your pupils dilate, your heart rate and blood pressure rise to supply the body and brain with fuel. Your breath quickens, and the entire body is in a state of high alert. This is called fight or flight. The anatomy of fear validates what we feel, aka freaked out, overwhelmed, frightened to death. But is it helpful, this fight or flight response? When we are frightened, we have trouble thinking and acting consciously. We lose our minds in large part due to the huge psychological reaction that fear causes. Our bodies and our minds are flooded and overwhelmed physically. Do not frighten yourself. The narrow bridge is daunting, fraught with risk and danger. A little care is good, but you'll never get across if you surrender to fears of your own making. At such a moment, caution is wisdom, but fear is a choice. As FDR once said, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror, which paralyzes needed efforts to convert retreat into advance. In this transitional period in our lives, there's many things to fear. As we leave one home in search of another, we may fear that we'll lose ourselves, our traditions, our friends, and our family. But we should not fear. Instead, we should look forward with a hopeful eye and see this as a new beginning while still keeping our same old traditions and values. That's what Judaism is all about, keeping the same traditions and values with a modern twist. We as Jews have learned to adapt to our situations around us. The entire Reform movement is an adaptation. We see modernity and differences in our society, and we take to them. So as we go on our journey to college, we should also adapt. We need to learn that fear is natural and healthy to an extent, but we should not let it overpower us. The only thing to fear is fear itself.